What's up, my friends? Welcome to the Total Human Optimization Podcast. We got our friends, again, we're doing 2 weeks in a row. We got Miss Jiu-Jitsu Whitney Miller on board.
What's up?
And we got our friend over here, Mr. Andrew Craig.
Hello, my friends.
Hey,
you
friend.
You might recognize it. And our special guest of honor today, Mr. Duane Bang Ludwig. How's it going, man?
Going good. Thanks for having me out.
What's been going on since last time you've been in Austin? It's been a bit.
Martial arts. That's all I do.
Oh, really? You don't say?
I don't say. I play UFC 24/7.
Yeah?
It's pretty much it.
Yeah.
All the time, just finding the rhythms and the combinations and the frequencies to be successful in the exchanges. Just fun. Just dancing.
Yeah. So you know our friend Andrew really well
Craig,
over here.
he's been to
Yep.
the academy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually, Colorado was one of the first places I started going when I first started out, and Duane was still fighting back then, and we had some scraps in jiu-jitsu, but never in the striking realm until he had moved on to being a professor, and at that point I was able to attend his academy. So yeah, quite a few run-ins actually with Duane Bang.
It's been good.
Only on the opposing side?
Huh?
Only on the opposing
Oh
side?
no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Run-ins, all friendly run-ins, all learning experiences.
He's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was training as a fellow martial artist.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So, I mean, take me. I want to find out something about you because, like, you're obviously probably the most
Insane.
well-known MMA trainer in the entire world. Maybe insane. I don't know. I don't know you that well yet.
Normal people don't do what I do.
He's a master.
Yeah.
That's what you are.
I'm in the pursuit of
You're
excellence.
an
that's for sure.
award-winning trainer.
Yeah, that's all perception. But I just
Yeah.
choose to be. I don't know if I choose. It's just fun to be always in the realm of martial arts and development and rhythms and theories and timings and frequencies. It's fun.
It's your
Yeah.
It's like
passion.
it's definitely my passion. I'm just
Yeah.
a child. Like I'm not growing up, right? I'm still playing with toys that are just my friends now. The Ninja Turtles, I'm still playing, like action figures. So we're just live now, So it's fun. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a blessing to not have to grow up and enjoy life.
So, and in that sense, when you were a kid, before you were the Bang, and just Duane Ludwig, what was going on? Or do you think you would ever be in MMA and coach people to kick
when
ass
I
in
was
the UFC?
when I was a child, when I was coming up, there wasn't MMA yet. MMA was like the UFC. I think was '94 was the first one. But I knew ever since I was a kid, ever since I was training in Kyokushin karate when I was 8, and even earlier that I was gonna be a world champion. It's just what I was gonna do. That was it. And it probably comes from being stemmed the Ninja Turtles and Bruce Lee movies and Van Damme, Steven Seagal, all those. So it's been an awesome path, to be an actual student, competitor, always a student, competitor at the highest levels in both kickboxing and mixed martial arts, and then be able to take that information and all those lessons and now share it. It's just excellent to be part of the cycle to give back and help others better their lives, find their timing, their frequency, what's going to optimally help them perform at their full potential.
Okay. And
right? That's why we're on it. Sorry,
closed.
I get excited.
Yeah. But I mean,
So it just flows. I love it, right? So like when I first heard about Onnit, it was the Rogan podcast about alpha brain. I'm like, hell yeah! I like to stay sharper mentally and figure out more combinations. So it's just been an excellent relationship ever since.
And that's where your brain is like all the
Yeah,
time.
I know, yeah,
right?
OCD.
Constantly. Like
It's OCD,
anytime you're
yeah.
just sitting down,
Yes, ma'am.
it's always fighting.
Yeah.
Always.
It's for sure. Martial arts is 24/7. It's just who I am. It's excellent. It's awesome. It's awesome to be able to share it with this many people as well. To help others get better. Like that's the give back. That's the parent, the development, the human in me.
one of the things I've always loved because working here, I've met so many people in the UFC, lots of fighters, lots of those dudes. Fighters are like the nicest people all the time, the least aggressive, like in normal life, like the last person that would ever like hurt you. Like what's the deal there? Like why
Mr. Craig?
Yeah. Andrew's the nicest person I've ever met.
Yeah, I think it's just if you're a real fighter, then you've definitely been humbled like
Daily.
just daily in the gym. Yes, and it changes your perspective on everything. You're around an entirely new crew of people that you otherwise may never hang out with. In this grueling sport, everybody's going through at the same time. It's kind of got this team atmosphere, but at the same time, I mean, you lose every single day. And if you lose every single day, I mean, you don't feel like fucking with people on the outside. You get to a point where you also it's very important. You get paid for it. So why do something you're not getting paid for?
It's for the martial art aspect, it's just fun to always be developing, right? And when if you're actually fighting and competing, get beat up, that can check the ego. But not even that. If you're doing a drill or a combination that you can't get down, why can't you get it down? Too much ego. So again, it checks your ego, right? Make sure have a good even level playing field to make sure always being receptive and again in the flow state to find your flow, find your rhythm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I want to know like what a day.
So that's why they're nicer because they get beat up every day.
Okay.
Short answer.
Man, I need to get beat up.
Well, we can arrange that.
Oh shit!
You're at the right place.
I got like 3 fighters around me right now. No, but I want to kind of know like, whenever I meet people that just do things at such a high level, I'm so interested like what their day's like. Like you wake up, what's the first thing you do? What do you have a plan that you follow every single day, or is it just
my day is pretty scripted. My weeks, my months, it's just martial arts 24/7. Whether it's at my academy or at a seminar or online, it's just what I do, and it's just who I am. Even my family, like we're just always training and hanging out and eating. So it's waking up, make sure I'm communicating with everybody, all the affiliates and such, and then go teach my classes and just having fun with the martial arts, and then going eating with the family, going back teaching more martial arts, sleep and repeat. That's my day.
Yeah,
watching fights. Sorry.
No. Yeah,
It's obsessive.
It's obsessive.
Yeah.
But you see people that do get into that kind of rhythm in their lives, but then they get burnt out. So what keeps you so motivated?
I don't know. I just love it. I love to give back and help out. Just martial arts. It's, I guess whatever makes me happy is just giving back. And being able to work out and I literally hang out with my friends. Like I said earlier, I'm just still a kid hanging out with my friends playing Ninja Turtles. Like literally, that's what I do. That's all I do. So who can get burnt out of having fun? Plus also like there's some challenges to grow and struggle, right? With the fight camps and the fighting and the business aspects. So there are things there to make sure you have some walls to overcome, some obstacles, right? So it's not always easy going. That's part of the fun journey is to find these obstacles and figure out a way to get through it or get around it. So that's again just like sparring, right? Like that's an obstacle. You gotta find his timing and rhythm and be more successful. Same thing with the next business proposal or whatever the case may be, right? It's just another way to communicate and make sure it's a win-win scenario.
How do you
talk so fast? Fuck,
so,
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Impressed by that. We got one of the drinks at the cafe. It's got the Alpha Brain Instant in there. I think that's part of it. But so you're a business owner, but you have this martial arts school, and it's open to people of all levels, and it seems to just flourish. It looks like it's doing awesome over there in Colorado.
It's smooth.
But you're also the coach to some of the most elite, high-level professional athletes in the world. How do you balance being a business owner that allows, that's got families and stuff and kids programs signing up, but while also at the same time travel the world with your fighters? It's
easy. I'm providing. I give the most passionate and enthusiastic instruction capable of a martial artist that's truly world class. Now that service right there is available from children up to at any age, right? For fitness to martial arts. If I want to take that martial arts for self-defense or self-development or to compete, that's up to them. But I'm the original source. So there's just so many avenues to help people get better and help people grow. That's why it's fun. That's why it's so passionate, because I can help so many people at basically every age. But how do I do it? It's just videos, in person seminars. It's fun to connect and find the flow with somebody right in the class, and so that's just how I do it. Just videos and personally and the academy and just traveling around and having fun.
Living the life.
I do, man. For me, yeah, it's good. It's good. I love life.
Yeah, I mean, because so many people are looking for that thing in their life that can bring, obviously income and all of that, but also have it paired with their passion. And you've nailed it.
I have. I'm definitely blessed, lucky. Enough about it's always about me. Sorry. How you doing, Mr. Craig?
No, man.
I'm sorry.
This is about you.
No,
you
good.
are the special
I appreciate
guest,
that.
man.
I talk about myself enough. I know I'm awesome.
Hey, all right, so I got some more questions.
Yes, sir. Bring some questions. Yes, sir. How can I help you?
So, I'm buddies with Eve Edwards, and
man, tell him I said hi. He's awesome.
And he, like you, was like traveling the globe at a very young age.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you know what? He fought Nate Marquardt at the Bas Rutten Invitational in probably. Sorry to interrupt, but that's how the brain works, right?
Now take it and go.
Yves
and talk
Edwards
about Japan
and Nate
and all these
Marquardt
crazy fights.
fought at the Bas Rutten Invitational in Colorado at the Champion Martial Arts, owned by Bing Tran. Originally, it was the Lone Wolf Invitational, and then he had a couple shows, 2 or 3 shows. Then he got a hold of Sensei Bas Rutten somehow and would bring him out as a special guest. And then they changed the show title to the Bas Rutten Invitational. And Heath Herring came through there, Jens Pulver, Chris Brennan, Steve Gum, Yves Edwards, Nate Marquardt. Who else fought another? Pat Smith, Modi Hornstein, a lot of top guys. Eugene Jackson also. A lot of people came through there. But Nate Marquardt and who was a friend of mine, we went to high schools in the same area. We were already training. He trained out of a Kempo karate place, and I trained out of a Champions Martial Arts. And we both showed up. Well, I was training there where the fights were, and I showed up to fight Thai boxing, and Nate showed up to fight MMA. Paired up Yves Edwards, and Yves already had probably 15 fights or so. He's already been experienced, and we're all kind of like, oh shit, man, like hopefully Nate does good, right? Nate ends up heel hooking him, wins the fight, wins a couple more fights, goes to Pancrase, which where Sensei Rutten had the title of, and wins the title there a couple times. And man, it's just been an awesome journey for Nate Marquardt. But yeah, what about Yves Edwards? Sorry.
No, man, that's what I wanted to hear. Like
stories, right? Yeah.
I mean, you fought a high level of K1 as well.
Yes, sir. The highest level of striking.
Was all that stateside?
No. I won the North American tournament in Colorado. Actually, it was a 4-man tournament, and then I was the U.S. or the North American rep to go. Well, I was the rep for North America in the World Tournament in 2002, and then most of the K1 fights were in Japan. Actually,
favorite country to fight in?
It's nice to be home, but Japan's awesome also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, the energy in Japan has to be intense.
It's different. It's extremely focused, and they're quiet. They're more analytical, just there to appreciate, not to. They just. I'm not quite sure how to explain them. You know, we express our emotions differently. You know, we get loud and clap and yell and scream. The Japanese seem to sit there and just analyze and respect.
So it's opposite. So America,
it's totally opposite.
Yeah. Crazy.
You never watched Pride or K1?
I haven't. No.
Obviously, sorry, but that's cool. You don't have to.
It's cool. It'll be. You'll see, like, whereas in America there will be one guy in maybe top half guard, and he's grinding away, and he's working, the guy on bottom's working, but nobody in the crowd seems to notice it, and everybody's booing, asking for a stand-up. In Japan, they're very quiet. Nobody's saying anything, and all of a sudden
that sounds so much
a sweep happens, and it's like this really beautiful jiu-jitsu transition done in MMA, and then the whole place just.
Yeah, they'll clap. They're knowledgeable of the technique, of the technical aspects.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah,
that's my dream fight place.
Okay. Yeah, it's cool. It's awesome. They definitely treat the fighters well. Once you're there, it's cool. It's definitely nice to be respected amongst your peers and just everybody around in Japan. It's because martial arts. I think is because martial arts is so relevant in the culture. They're just all about it. More of an elevated species, more elevated than me. I'll say that.
So early on, how did you get hooked up with Sensei Rutten? And
from the Bas Rutten Invitationals.
Okay.
Yeah, I already knew of Bas through the Pancrase fights and VHS tapes and such. I don't think YouTube was even around then, but so when he came to the academy, and I was like, I knew who he was, and he didn't know who I was, and so I won a couple of the fights, and he would always do a seminar. Dang, sorry. He would do a seminar. Sorry, guys. It comes in. And I gotta get it out.
I'm glad. I'm like shaking around.
I'm trying to be calm. Sorry.
Yeah,
so Sensei Rutten was brought out to the Lone Wolf Invitationals, and I would fight on those shows. And then the next day he would hold a seminar. Then I would do the seminar, and he's just super cool, honest, open, helpful martial artist from day one. And then when he's there, he'd do the seminars, he'd work out. He noticed the elevation, how it affected the lungs, and he realized how much of a disadvantage he was at in that element. So he decided to make his training camp for his UFC title fight in Colorado. And then we trained every day for a month and a half. And then he went and fought Kevin Rauneman and won the title, and just been a ninja since birth. Sensei Rutten is the man. He is by far the most influential person in my martial art journey. He's the one who I earned my black belt under. I've learned so much from that guy, and there's a lot of just thoughts and the theories behind it. Was taking combinations, high percentage combinations, and chunking them together into taking a combination, chunking it together, and giving it a name or a title, just an easier way to communicate. He's the first guy I've ever come across that took combinations, and like, one's the jab, and people say 2 is the cross, but with Sensei Rutten, 2 is jab cross. 3 is not the hook, 3 is jab cross hook. So it's, again, taking the combinations and condensing them so you have a clear path to communicate. So if I'm coaching you in shadow boxing or on the pads or on the bag or sparring or in a fight or doing drills, we can communicate. Boom. Check it. He's throwing the overhand. Bait him in. Check it. Step off. Follow him. Whether it's a step cross hook or the cross hook 2 or cross up hook cross, it's just an easier way to communicate, especially with as fast as I talk, right? But you're dealing with the speed of the fight also, and you have to adjust, and you just have to make adjustments. So I think a lot of it comes from just being so passionate about the fights, and then being in a high-paced fight in a rhythm, just being able to talk fast and follow that along.
Absolutely.
But short story, Bas is the man. Taught me a lot of what I know.
Yeah.
He taught me the path for everything I know. I'll say that for sure.
Okay.
And we're working together now. So I took his system, and then when he stepped away from competing, and he was always coaching people, but he went on more the entertainment side. So I was the one who took the system and continued to develop it on my own path and journey with my career. And then when I decided to become an instructor, to be able to coach a room of 20, 30, 40 people, and they're all different, I had to find something that blended for everybody. Hence, Bas Rutten's system is actually Bang Muay Thai, and vice versa. So Bang Muay Thai has been massively inspired by Sensei Bas Rutten's Dutch striking system. And he won the UFC heavyweight title, and he's the man.
That's awesome.
Sorry, rambling again. Sorry, just takes off. I love talking about myself. Sorry.
Well,
I took his system and continued to develop it. Boom.
I forgot who TJ was fighting, but he came back in between rounds and he said like switch cross high kick.
Yeah.
He went out there and did switch cross high kick. I was like,
boom.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is to not just randomly go through things and just visual cues, but to, again, talk and communicate to somebody so you could tell him what to do and then he could pull it off. But also you have to have that open communication with the athlete, with the student, so he actually pulls it off at the right time. And you have to know them as well. So you have to make sure you find his rhythm and give him the proper information at the proper time. And he chose to listen as well. So I'm just literally just sitting back, giving water and playing a video game. Life is nuts. Life is so crazy.
Yeah, let's talk about TJ a little bit.
He's a freaking ninja. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. He's the best fighter, 135 in the world ever. I think ever. So yeah, sorry, any questions other than he's a freaking, he's literally a modern day ninja.
Yeah, absolutely. And y'all's relationship is a really cool,
I love the guy.
Coach, athlete, friend, family, the whole situation. So how has it been recently with him?
It's been awesome. Where I was just continuing to train, develop, and what we were doing earlier, training, that's just what we do. Only it's not at the highest level. It's like there's nothing else there. Like the next piece of the puzzle is the next layer of the creative process, right? It's not like we're trying to catch up to anybody. We're not trying to say we're better than anybody, but we're at the crest of the wave of the development for his athletic potential, and he's turned out to be the most the highest gifted athlete I've ever worked with or come across. I'll say that. So we're on the cutting edge of martial art development and be able to help and elevate and expand martial arts. Like, that's fucking awesome. Like, to literally have, if you look at a martial art timeline, boom, TJ, Bang Muay Thai, Sensei Rutten, this chunk of era, like there was a huge jump in martial art information evolution. All stems obviously from the Gracies and the UFC and so on. But to be able to have a piece of that development, and it's rewarding. It's like having a child or seeing your students do good. It's just rewarding as fuck to give back and be a part of it. It really is.
You can really see TJ's style played out amongst a ton of other fighters in the UFC, not on the level that TJ's doing it. But I think after seeing some more creative guys like TJ, I think a lot of people are more willing to play a lot more switch stance stuff.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you see, TJ's just a perfect example of that new age athlete who is taking the sport to the next level.
Very good.
Yeah.
Nice. New age athlete. So with that being said, it's to not have any walls or restrictions, but just to allow him to explore his full potential, right? And when I was coaching the team, we have a whole bunch of different styles and spectrums, and orthodox versus southpaw. So I was like, man, everybody, we got to do these combinations, both stances. So you could do things orthodox, you could do things southpaw, and then there's a whole world of switching your stances. Like it's like a third style. Are you orthodox or southpaw? Well, I'm both. and then mixed in between is like 3 styles, but it's actually one style. You know, it's crazy. It's literally nuts. But it's just fun, right? It's like the step cross hook too we did, just flowing in between things. Yeah, it's just, again, TJ is a ninja, and he'll be wearing the belt by the end of this year.
All right.
December 2016, he'll be wearing the belt.
Yeah, we love it.
For sure, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'm excited to kind of explore the whole switch stance type of training, because when I first started training, the dude that I was training was like, oh, no, you need to stand orthodox. But I surf, I do everything.
Southpaw, huh?
Southpaw. Yeah. My entire life, which is how it was. And so when I first started training, it was orthodox. Then I switched it up a little bit. So I still have kind of like a very small foundation on both.
Cool, perfect.
But to actually like go in towards and figure that out.
I get asked that quite a bit as an instructor is at what point do you go southpaw, or at what point do you switch your stance? You can take one stance and continue to develop and focus on that. And there's going to be some combinations that aren't going to flow as well as others. But if you go southpaw, some of those combinations will flow better than orthodox versus southpaw, but you're never going to know until you switch that stance and figure it out, right? So it's just another whole world of just creativity. You know, might as well check it out and explore it. But to answer the question, when do you do it? I would like to get somewhat of a decent foundation before you start crossing over, just so you have somewhat of a reference point of how this, 3 should feel, a 3 jab cross hook, how this should feel. Okay, this looks good, feels good. Okay, I'm going to try to get that same feeling in southpaw. And again, it's feeling, right? You got to feel it. It's an art. As any art, you have to feel it. Dancing, music, painting, martial art. You just got to go by the feel and the flow. It's interesting to be conscious, but then subconscious to, find that flow state. And that just comes from constant quality repetitions and building good habits. So you can shut the brain off and just flow and adapt to the rhythm.
Do you play an instrument?
Martial arts.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah,
that's like the buzz and the beats and the
time and the rhythm and the cadence. Right?
Yeah, you love looking like a DJ when you're talking. You're shadowboxing.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? Awesome. It's the same thing. You just find it, feeling the flow.
Yeah, I know the whole thing with martial arts and humility. I was telling Duane earlier. One time I was in Colorado, I dropped by his new academy for a class, and I may or may not have visited dispensary shortly beforehand. And during the class, I remember he's like telling me, switch cross, but I'm doing it from the southpaw stance. And every single time I do it, I'm like not getting it. But the white belts are getting it. But I'm not getting it. I have like a fairly high opinion of myself. But again, knocked down to reality every so often is good for you.
Right, exactly. It's good for the ego. Yeah, it's just another obstacle. It wasn't physical, but it was a mental one there.
Yeah.
And just ego in check. That was nice. It's good.
How many combos? Because I've heard you say so many, and I don't know a ton about fighting, obviously. But I've heard you say a lot of different combos and stuff that you mentioned already. Like
creating a language, right?
Yeah. When a fighter like UFC level goes into a match, how many combos does he have in his head that you can call out at one time?
Well, it's depending on the exchange, the distance. There's a lot of intangibles there to adjust and to, I guess, analyze, right? But it's just finding the one combo or the one exchange that's correct for that sequence. But how many combos are in their brain? This should just be in the heart, should be in the feel. So it just comes out in the flow. Like that. Ultimately, that's the thing. But if they're not feeling it, but you see it and you can see it, it's there for them. Then calling it, and okay, boom, there it is. Because sometimes, obviously you're not going to feel everything, so you have to have that verbal command and be able to communicate again, right? But again, I like to take combinations and we change the names of them as well per camp because we have a lot of footage and I do a lot of online stuff. So the things I do with my high-level athletes, we change things up quite a bit. And always developing, adding new layers because the opponents change too, right? And they're always changing also. It's not so much us trying to figure out something to beat them. Well, that's always a topic, right? But it's ultimately finding our full potential. Like that's the main goal. And, everyone, people are playing catch up to TJ. We're on the crest of the wave of the development, But it's good to always have idols and like people like Demetrius Johnson, even Cruz, like all the there's a lot of people there that you need to slow down, watch and analyze and learn from.
It's great.
You sounded kind of like Cruz right there.
I'm trying to be calm.
Learn from.
Because he's doing a lot of would you say, not podcasts, but commentating. So he's got to be clear and intelligent with his words and sound smarts.
Yeah.
I like that your mindset is, forming these fighters or taking these fighters, whoever it is, to go to their fullest potential and not saying, this is how you should be, this is how you should look, this is what you should be doing. It's molding and bringing out what they already have and celebrating their gifts. And I think that's something that's huge in every aspect
Mm-hmm.
in life. And I love that you're taking it through the martial arts like that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, just one of those things, just to, pull out their full potential and to see what stems from that. But with that being said, having a reference chart of a system of things that actually, always work, high percentage combinations and drills, out of those things, those are all tools and vehicles for people to find their development, their full potential. So like BMT or the Bang Muay Thai, that's just the vehicle. And it's an unrestricted vehicle, right? Like, if something feels good for you, okay, do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's some of my input and my, advice on that said combination or strike, just changing things up a little bit. But it's art, right? It's art. You're never quite sure what's next.
Yeah.
Right. Literally.
And you train so many different ages.
Of course,
yeah. You hear people. I mean, we were talking with Todd Duffy earlier.
Nice, yeah.
And for him, he says he doesn't really recommend fighting for anybody in his mind. And so what do you say for people? I'm sure people come to you asking like, hey, my son, or maybe a young girl comes to you saying, I'm interested in getting into this. Is that something that you would recommend, or what are your thoughts on that?
I recommend martial arts for everybody that can physically do it, for sure. Just because it's just so many winning ways, so many awesome benefits from it, obviously physical, mentally, spiritually, everything, just to have a place to go and let the outside world stay outside, and you're in there to focus on yourself. Like that, some alone time, basically, some physical therapy, some self-development that's in a controlled environment is always nice. So I definitely recommend martial arts for anybody who can physically do that. And it's just, again, a tool, a vehicle for self-development and figure out who you are, what you are, and to learn some, not if you don't know it, and some respect, bowing on the mat, lining up, being a good partner. When I was running the fight team, I'd ask only 4 things from my guys: show up on time, get better, get tired, take care of your partner. Being accountable and responsible, and making sure they're to get better, not to see who's better. So just to, again, check the ego and be able to help out and give back and provide a service in many aspects, whether I'm showing you a combination or you're showing me one. Like, that's fun to communicate, because we're on this earth to help each other out and grow. Like, we're not here to actually fight and hate each other. We're here to develop. But martial arts is a form of development, even though we are fighting. It's kind of a catch-22, right? But martial arts is for everybody. Sorry. See, fuck. Sorry, guys.
No, that was good.
Spaceship hovers sometimes.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. So on the getting into a little bit more of the health and fitness,
Yes,
the health and fitness kind of stuff, obviously Alpha Brain's probably your favorite product.
Love it.
Yeah. But, besides the supplement part, the diet parts of things, what do you recommend to your fighters and the people you train?
Dolce diet. Mike Dolce is the man, and boom, there we go.
Yeah. All right.
Like, Mike Dolce, yeah, he's I wish I would have found him earlier. He's definitely helped better and change the life of me and my family. Mm-hmm. And he's helped us become better, healthier, happier.
So before Mike Dolce in the UFC, what were people doing?
I don't know. I mean, what I was doing, just doing low carb and killing myself.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing, because I was always a big lightweight. When Q1 Max came around, I always thought I was gonna be heavyweight. My dad was tall, but didn't grow up to be too tall. I walked at like 85, and I've walked at 85, 90 for a while. And for me to make 55 is a bit of a struggle. So once I found Mike Dolce, it was a lot easier. But what I would follow was just the wrestler diet, low carb, sweat, train with the rubber suit on, which I don't recommend unless you're actually cutting weight. Just things just uneducated, right? So, but I learned a lot of lessons from that. So now I can help others cut better, cut weight better, and follow, again, the Mike Dolce plan of cutting the weight properly, rehydrating properly, things like that.
Yeah. Andrew, whenever you used to get ready for fights, what was your setup like?
So, for a while there wasn't much out there. Everybody was doing kind of flyby. I mean, whatever they wanted. I mean, trying to just do the low carb thing. But with fighting, man, you're trying to have to fuel your body constantly. And nobody was really putting out any information on how to do it. So I used to fight at 85. And that was where all my fights took place. But I really walked around like 93, maybe 95 once I was in really good shape. So I was giving up a lot of size to a lot of other guys who were, more like 215 come fight night. So before my last fight, I bought the Dolce book. Actually, I didn't buy it. Onnit gave it to me. Thanks, Onnit. And,
get sponsorships, dude.
Good plug.
I read it cover to cover. And And I was like, oh shit, man. I mean, it wasn't that complicated either.
That's
it was
the thing
like
about that whole
really
it's like so simple.
choices.
It's like, oh, duh.
Yeah,
You know,
duh. Yeah, exactly. I had that moment, and I made it to 170. It was a huge 170. And yeah, man, I think he was just the first guy that really tested it on himself.
Yes.
And tested it in a lot of different manners.
Yeah.
And then recorded it all and put it out there.
Yeah, he's the man. I first met him when I went to Team Quest in Oregon. And actually, he brought me up there. I had on my website, I would log my workouts and what I eat and drink, everything, and I was just always sharing stuff. And he read that, got a hold of me or my manager, and said, come up, I'll give him a place to stay and help him out. And I was like, heck yeah! So I went up there, and he was actually the first guy to get that relationship started. Just being a giving guy, man. He's just an awesome person. I consider him a martial artist, someone who's gonna do the right thing and lead by example, to help others. That's what I feel.
Yeah,
he's
a martial artist. Yeah, he's awesome.
I had a funny Dolce story. We were in Brazil for a fight. I think he was with Vitor maybe for that camp, and I was fighting at 85, and they bused us to some grocery store in Brazil, and it's in Sao Paulo. And it's hard fight week, especially in a foreign country when you're in a hotel.
Oh man,
and
think about that.
All your meals are like in a mini fridge or however you got to do it. You got to eat in the hotel every time. So I really don't know what I'm buying. I'm just like looking through a Brazilian grocery store and having a good time. But Dolce is there. And he's examining, he's inspecting.
Yeah.
He's got like the latex glove. He's picking up the produce, checking it all out.
Was he wearing gloves?
He was. Yeah.
Nice. That's a ninja.
I was like, that is badass.
Why was he wearing gloves?
Produce. Yeah, go ahead, because I didn't know.
I'm thinking respect, not putting his germs on the fruits and vegetables that he's inspecting, maybe.
Oh,
courteous.
Okay.
He's a really courteous guy. I learned a lot from that guy, inside and outside of the cage in his life, and he's been a great teacher. Because of him, he's the one that first shared the 6 laws of money with me. Profitable income, 20% of all you earn is yours to keep. Invest at 20%. Create a budget. Own your own home. My kids know that. Duane, well, little boss doesn't know. He's 2.5, but Duane knows it, and then my daughter knows it.
Will you write that down for me later?
No. Thank you for the question. I need you to write it down so you help retain the information better.
Good call.
And most of my calls are same thing for the combinations too.
Yep. Okay.
Life, because once you take log and start analyzing and teaching and breaking it down, you become it.
Into the story,
Mike
Dolce was examining the fruit and vegetables for too long.
We went into a financial section for a second.
I know, it's just that's rubber ball on the brain.
And the UFC bus left him at the grocery store in Sao Paulo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Because he didn't load back on quickly enough.
Isn't it dangerous there?
Probably.
But,
I mean, have you seen Dolce?
Yeah,
not when you're Mike Dolce.
Is it? Yeah. He's like a giant muscular dude.
Yeah.
But it's just a heart of gold. Right?
Yeah.
He's just.
I know he is super
He's
sweet.
awesome. He's the man.
Yeah.
He is definitely the man. He's helped out so many people. That's why he's successful, because he's giving a good, credible service back to the world.
Yeah.
Same thing as Onnit. Like, I love you guys. You guys are fucking badass.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Helping people get better, right? Like, that's what giving back.
What
Keeping
you're
the ball
doing too,
rolling.
Duane.
Indeed. Correct. That's why I'm happy. I appreciate that. See, I don't ever say thank you. I'm just like, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I am. Hell yeah.
Sorry.
You're right.
Thank you.
I'm the
I
shit.
don't-
There's
I
good
mean,
people
what?
in the world.
Hell yeah. Right here.
I believe it. It's all right there.
And I'm sitting right here. Thank
It's
you
right
very
here,
much.
guys.
No, I could be an asshole.
You're
too.
welcome, world.
I could be an asshole
You
too.
are welcome. Well, what's coming up next for you?
What would be the whole schedule? A good question. I should check out the seminar tomorrow.
Yes.
Then we'll share some Bang Muay Thai here at the Onnit headquarters.
Yeah.
What's the address here? 4407.
4401.
What is it?
4401.
4401.
Friedrich Lane.
Just teaching and sharing martial arts. I was actually looking at my schedule. What's going to be cool is I'm flying out to Burbank to work with Sensei Rutten, because we're taking our styles and officially forming them as one and working together. So I'm going to fly out there. We're going to review our drills and information and film some combinations and setups and continue to share and give back. And that's awesome just to, it's not coming together. Bang Muay Thai is Sensei Rutten's system and vice versa. Just I continue to develop and grow it. So see, son of a biscuit, brain starts jumping out. Sorry guys, I'm gonna go out there, film some stuff, come together, work together more.
How is it going to be labeled as, or Bang Muay Thai?
Bas Rutten inspired Bang Muay Thai kickboxing.
Cool.
Because that's the best way to keep both names.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what it is, right? It's like it's his system. Well, Bang Muay Thai is definitely massively inspired by his system, and mainly just the thought process and chunking combos together. And then, so that'll be the title. Sorry.
Cool.
See, don't just one question at a time. Duane. Calm down. Calm down.
Dude, I fucking love your energy, man.
Sorry.
I want
this.
I want to bottle it up in a drink.
Me
and just,
too.
like, drink some Duane Bang.
Heck yeah. I know. I get
Write
accused
it down,
of
marketing it. Yeah. Energy shot idea.
Yeah.
Dude, you need your own coffee.
I know, the bang coffee, some BMT coffee or something. But so what do I have coming up? Seminar tomorrow here at the headquarters. Thank you for having me. Gonna have 2 of my affiliates come here as well from our affiliate in Killeen, Texas, and our affiliate here in South Austin. They're gonna come and we're gonna share and explore, and then again go work with Sensei Rutten and officially film and record and put our systems together. And I have a ton of fighters with fights coming up all the time. Other than that, just teaching and sharing, giving back, loving life, hanging out with the family, and just enjoying this journey.
Yeah.
Enjoying this journey as fast as I may go. Yeah. I love it.
Our
Do
lady.
you drink coffee?
I do drink coffee.
This is a brewed chata.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I know. I get accused of freaking being a crackhead all the time.
Yeah.
I just sorry for having goals and being passionate, motherfuckers. My fault. My fault for loving what I do and wanting to share it. But yeah. How about oh, you have the fight August 11th, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So and you're not on the card. Sorry. How about you? What do you have? No, are you on the? No, you're not. Sorry. I'm just trying to get
The Dana White of this thing.
Yeah.
How's the knee doing?
Knee's doing better.
It's good?
Yeah, we
Okay.
can go back to that.
Are you
Sorry.
planning on ever fighting?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's hard to get too far ahead of myself. We got big stuff going on here. Knee's not 100%. Still learning to be a better ninja, man. There's no rush.
Perfect. Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Love to hear that. Good
Yeah.
job. That's not what I was doing when I was competing at all, man.
So you had to go through the whole process to know what is
you're right.
grit.
I wasted a lot of time, energy, and reps. I'll tell you that. But it was good because I learned from it. I learned how to drill properly and what to drill and how and what the goal and the circumstances are for typical scenarios, right? So, I was able to take a system, condense it, and help share it with others to expedite their learning curve. They get better faster because of this. So it's cool.
Get better faster. That's what I'm on the road to do.
But that's crazy because to do that you got to go slow. Like that's the tricky part.
Yeah.
That's what's hard for people to figure out, right? The slower you go to make the good habit, right? So it's now a habit and it can come out subconsciously when the time is right, and that goes off the sense of feel and touch. So it's to subconsciously be aware. It's a weird situation, like the flow state, right? Just when you're rolling, it's that, but with striking or fighting, you got to flow.
Yeah.
Such a good feeling too when you're in it.
Yeah, when you can. Yeah.
And then you realize you're in it, and you're out of it. But
Don't think about it.
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's joking me now. So dang it. That was fun though.
Yeah. So our lady, like as you mentioned, she's gonna have her
August
first
11th.
fight here soon. Some
Yes.
some advice from the master here.
How many times have you competed before?
I've competed in jiu-jitsu.
How many fights or
Oh.
matches, competitions?
I mean, maybe like 10 or 12.
Okay, good. That's a good amount of experience of competing because it's the same thing no matter what the topic is. Whether it's
But I've
boxing,
competed in
kickboxing,
sports my
MMA.
entire life.
Oh,
Like,
so
since
you're
I
good
was
to go.
4
Yeah.
years old.
Nice.
I've
So
done just like about every sport you can think of competitively.
that's the main thing is you know how to compete. Like that was the trick for Matt Lindland, who wasn't good technically anywhere, but just knew how to compete. So that's a huge piece of the puzzle is being able to compete because you can be a ninja all day, like we've talked about before with other people, but can you pull it off when the time counts? And that's through competition, learning how to pull the right trigger at the right time. Hence quality repetitions.
Quality repetitions.
Sorry, I keep hijacking your story. I just fucking love to talk and hear myself.
Can we get some more financial advice?
Financial advice. The 6 laws of money. Yeah. Profitable income. 20% of all you earn is yours to keep. You invest that 20%, but you got to create a budget. You shouldn't own your own home, but definitely earn more knowledge.
Look at this.
I got you.
Did y'all write that down?
Dude,
Nobody fucking write it down, huh? Look at that. I got that from Mike Dolce from the book. Sorry, the name of the book, but I got the laws out of that, so that's the important piece, right? I learned the lesson. What is the book? The Babylon? Something about the Babylon. I forgot about it, but I got the lessons.
Important part
the lessons.
of the books anyway.
Yes.
So
yes.
Cliff Notes. We understand that.
Yeah.
If I can hit like half of those, I think I'm good.
You're on a start. You're on a path.
Right on, man. So
August 11th, it's boxing.
Boxing.
What size are the gloves?
3 3-minute rounds.
3 threes?
14-ounce gloves with
14s.
headgear.
Headgear. So then no shin pads, right?
No.
It's good. so you don't need them. But how about the rest in between? 1 minute?
1 minute
Yeah, I just found out it was 1 minute. That's amazing because, I mean, I will be...
That's a standard
very recovered.
like amateur MMA fight or Golden Gloves or something like that. Yeah.
Wow, it just seems like
I mean, a lot of actually what new coming or all comers Golden Gloves is like 3-1s actually.
What is it?
3-1s.
But
3 1-minute rounds
of the show.
Oh,
Golden
no,
Gloves?
like what's the very utmost novice division of Golden Gloves?
Oh, okay, I'm not sure. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you said old timers, Golden Gloves. I was like, sweet.
No. Yeah.
My one of my
like
students,
way above masters.
One of my students, he's 73. He still competes in boxing. He's gangster. Like he's been to Vietnam. He's a lawyer. He's earned multiple black belts in multiple styles, and he's a purple belt under Bang Muay Thai. And he's just awesome. He's just smart, quick-witted, healthy, energetic.
Who do you fight when you're 73? Is he just beating the shit
out
of other old guys?
The last competition, he won the. Let's see, 2 years ago he won. Last year, he ended up losing in the tournament to the winner. I don't know if it was in the finals or not, or how that worked. But he's going back. He actually fights in a couple weeks in I think in Nebraska.
How old was the tournament winner?
He was 10 or 15 years younger than Mr. Montoya.
Wow.
I wasn't there, but I'm going by off his stories. But he's just gangster, man.
He is gangster.
He
I mean,
is.
killing it. How old is he?
73.
73.
We do a private lesson.
Wow.
An hour straight. And obviously my work rate is pretty high. My pace, obviously, by the way, I freaking talk, right? I have goals. I'm trying to get shit done. I'm trying to get you better, faster. Let's go. But go slow.
Yeah.
What? I know. Sorry. It's a trick. Yeah, it's crazy. Hurry up and go slow. 14 ounce gloves? 16. 4 interesting ounce of gloves.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be 16, 10 or 16. 14
yeah, I don't want to use 16s. 16s,
okay,
I feel like I have like these giant pillows on.
And you know your opponent?
Yes.
She's got experience?
She has experience.
Okay.
She's tough, has experience.
Nice.
She's older. I think she's like 38-ish.
Okay.
And she is very slow.
Awesome.
From what I've seen in her last fight. But the last time she fought was 2 years ago.
Okay.
Or so, 2 or 3 years ago in an MMA fight.
Oh, wow.
She's never, I don't think she's ever fought boxing, just straight MMA.
Awesome.
And yeah, from that fight, I noticed she was very slow.
Very nice. So you got some game plan?
Well, footwork for me is going to be
She's
huge.
orthodox or southpaw?
She's orthodox.
She stays orthodox. She doesn't ever switch the stance.
That's what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if that's something that's changed in the past few years. And I can't really stalk her. She doesn't have any like good her social media drives me a little bit crazy because I can't stalk her.
Interesting. That's another reason why we changed the name of the combinations and always developing, so we're on the cutting edge. So if people do stalk, we're 1 or 2 steps ahead.
Right.
But yeah, excellent point. You got to be careful what you share and teach. Just like the highest level ninja shit, I don't actually share with Onnit Academy. That's for the affiliates and the people in the tighter circle. But yeah. I
want that high level ninja shit.
She's smart or busy. She's like, I got a job. I'm trying to handle this shit.
Well, she posts all the time. It's just a bunch of like funny quotes, which are funny, make me laugh, but she just doesn't really.
I love
give me what
social
I'm
media.
looking for.
Do you like them?
No. I'm not following her. I just stalk her from afar. I'm like the creepy one in the bushes, like,
No, that's good.
What did you post
You're
today?
being smart. Well, if there are some training clips to research and game plan a little bit, but
I don't know. It's pretty
at this
cool.
level,
like,
it doesn't.
She's also very into women's MMA and like women's empowerment and
cool.
that putting that message out. So
Nice.
I can really appreciate that.
That's awesome.
And
That's
stand by
cool.
her side on that for sure. Because that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. I'm not doing it solely for myself. Mm-hmm. And I don't plan on being a pro fighter by any means.
Too bad.
This is just
too bad.
We'll see after you
We're in
get one.
Thailand.
Man.
We're in Thailand. We just bought a bunch of fighters. Now you have to fight. That's how it's done out there. Just
Really?
buy fighters and make them fight and gamble on them.
Get out of town.
Yeah.
What do you mean you buy them?
This the camp owns them. So you have to fight for the camp. It's literally
is
like
this
slavery.
like-
And this is coming from John Wayne Parr's podcast and my story with John Wayne Parr and then being to Thailand. So personal experience. And then John Wayne Parr, when he was 17 or 19, he spent 4 years in Thailand. He talks all about it on the Rogan podcast and a recent interview. He's very open and honest about it, how so according to him, like let's say for not to be facetious, the story he said was a family will give the kid, I'm not sure to what age, I think he said 8, to a camp. They'll train him, he'll fight, he'll win money from the gambling, have to pay the camp, and then he can send a little bit of money home. So he's basically, working for the family at 8. These kids don't have typical lives like the Americans. They don't get to play. They have to fight and compete. When I first went to Thailand in 2004, I went to Legacy Gym at the Ole Larsens, and seeing all the kids there, and they enjoyed it. Like, they don't know any better, like that's what they do. Like, that's their playing, so they enjoy it, right? But like what John Wayne was saying, if they have like a bad performance, they'll beat them up. They'll physically hurt them, and they'll kick them out of the camp. So it's like modern day slavery. That's how I perceive it. They're being forced to fight for money.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. And they're freaking 8 years old. Like,
okay, but
that's not respectable to me. That's not they're using martial arts, but I don't like the gambling effect,
no,
and the forcing effect.
Is that true for all camps?
That's not true for all. I don't know. So I shouldn't.
Allegedly.
See, yeah, allegedly. I like that. According to John Wayne Pars. How about that?
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying shit. I'm not saying like Ole Larson Gym was doing that, because actually his camp and those kids seemed very happy, and they weren't competing. So I'm not saying that about Ole Larson's camp, but according to John Wayne Pars' stories and just stories over the years. So I should be clear about that. Ole wasn't doing that to kids. Sorry, guys. Fuck. I just realized I was like, shit. But the stories you hear.
Now I'm thinking about being there, and I remember like there were these kids training. We were in this gym in Bangkok, and I'm like, oh shit, were those kids like forced to be there?
Mm-hmm. Do you think when you're 8 years old, you want to train all day and go fight in a ring in front of adults who are drinking and smoking?
Is like that. Like, think of
so I think that's the parents. Sorry, go ahead. My fault. Sorry. No. I think that's an interesting comparison, because the parents make them do that, and I think in the Thai system, it's more the economic fact. They kind of have to. They have to work to bring money back for the family. So maybe they want to do it. Maybe they want to go fight and train.
What about
and
the
have
child's
fun.
health? I mean, because getting punched in the face
Thank you.
at 8
Thank
years
you.
old.
Thank you.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't think it's the best choice. And not take the podcast on a negative route, but Muay Thai is awesome. That's where it started in Thailand. It's their national sport. Then that's they're very good at it. And it was an interesting story when Masuyama, who is considered the father of karate, but is actually Gichin Funakoshi, who Masuyama, they trained together. That's where he earned his black belt from. But Masuyama was hardcore Shotokan karate. Oh, no, sorry. He got a black belt in Shotokan from Gichin Funakoshi, and then Gichin liked more like the path and not the combative form. And so Masuyama created Kyokushin, which actually means the ultimate truth. So he wanted to use karate to compete and fight. And he trained his guys hard, and they competed, and they fought hard, and they actually brought a team of Kyokushin fighters to Thailand and had 3 matches. 2 of the Kyokushin guys won. One of the Japanese guys lost, and that was Kenji Kurosaka, who went back to Japan and solely focused on a style of Kyokushin karate to beat Muay Thai, which hence is Japanese kickboxing, which is actually Dutch kickboxing. So as far as the martial art lineage, I love this. I'm sorry, I get deep into like the lineage and the history. So Dutch kickboxing and Muay Thai, they're actually not the same thing. They're pretty pretty differently. The Dutch style was specifically formed from the Japanese style to beat the Muay Thai style. But no history lesson there.
So the Dutch took their lessons from the Japanese, which came from the
John Plaus.
Kyokushin
John Plaus was the
karate.
first Dutch guy to go from John Blooming go to Majio Gym, Japan, and train with Toshio Fujiwara and Kenji Kurosaka.
Okay,
and then went back to Holland and opened up Majio Gym, and then Vo's Gym, and then Chakariki was already there apparently from '72, I think it was. But and then they each of those 3 camps had stable fighters, and they would just fight each other, and that was the competition, the ego to see who's better is what sparked the development of the Dutch kickboxing. That's why they're so good at it. That's why they're the best at it for sure. Like the K1 rules, the Japanese rules, the Dutch are the best, and that's coincidentally the best form to transfer over to mixed martial arts because of the footwork and the combinations. And
besides Sensei Bas, who were some of the other fighters that you
I idolized Rob Kamen. Rob Kamen's VHS tapes. I learned a lot from there, a lot of the proper techniques and combinations, and then learning the actual Bas Sensei Rutten system. He calls it the Bas Rutten system. I always get confused because I want to refer to him as Sensei Rutten, but then he's referred as Bas and just Bas Rutten straight across the board so easily. To take his system along with these high percentage combinations and just kick ass and develop and spiritually grow. It's fun, you know. It's a boom. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Oh, Craig, how about you, buddy? What do we got coming up?
Some of those, I don't have anything coming up, man. We're setting up Whitney's fight.
Busy being Dana White over here.
Say what? Yeah, busy being Dana White and learning
okay,
from you,
nice.
man.
A little more hair.
Just growing hair, really. Growing beards.
Just trying to grow some hair.
Hair swing too.
No, I'm just like so fascinated because I was came up or watching the era. I wasn't actually participating at this point. I was just a fan of those big pride fights, and I loved watching how K1 was involved with that, and watching like Ernesto Hoos fight Bob Sapp and all that kind of crazy shit, and just like liver to low kick and all that kind of stuff, man.
It's the Dutch special.
So yeah, all that stuff is heavily influenced me. So there's got to be guys that some of them are still in glory now, like Simi Schill. He was kind of in that era, old school era. Then came over to glory, was the champ, then retired. Now Gokhan Saki's over there in glory, and some of those older names are there. I mean, what do you think about those guys that are have been around for so long and still competing at that high level?
That just shows their commitment and their style. Peter Arts, Ernesto Hoos, right? Remy Bonjeski, Jerome the Banner, more from France, but we train in Holland as well. They're the martial art gods. Yeah. That's who they are, right?
Okay, cool.
They're the ones who started it. So to look back and learn the lessons from their videos, and then being able to learn visually from a screen, like that's because again you gotta watch and feel and mimic, because if you try to listen and focus on it too much, you won't get it. You just gotta kind of watch and shut off the brain and flow with it. So the visual learning aspect of just watching the K1 fights over the years has been beneficial and fun. But what I think of them, they're the martial art gods. Nice. They're the ones who were they were the pioneers.
Yeah. So Duane, where can people follow you? And if people aren't in your area to get like one-on-one training, what you have a online course?
I have an online academy, bangmuaythai.com. I have affiliates throughout the world as up in Canada, Malaysia, Europe, all over the U.S. I have one here in Austin, South Austin. So where can they find me? bangmuaythai.com, ludwigmartialarts.com. At Bangmuay. And
you're doing seminar. You do seminars all the time.
Not as much. I've been pulling back on them so I can have some more time with the family and my business. Which hence like the video recording and being able to share information has been genius and awesome. Martial arts and technology working together is great. But just trying to limit. I do about one seminar a month or one every 2 months or so. Okay. Trying to sit back with the family. All right. Which you actually meeting me here in a couple hours, so it's gonna be cool. Little Duane Bang and Jade and Carter Boss.
Right, man.
Get to enjoy Austin.
Yes, I love Austin. Austin is awesome. Yeah, I love this. Love the city.
That's awesome,
for
man.
Sure.
Well, thanks for doing the podcast.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
And everybody,
wish I could talk slower. Sorry, guys.
hey.
No, that's you.
Hey, we did over 50 minutes. That's great.
Oh yeah, she's been an hour almost. Dang.
Yeah.
Exhausted.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Let's go hit some combos.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Andrew.
Sir.
Thanks,
Thank
Whitney.
You,
Thanks, Lando.
And till next time. Peace out, guys.
Yes, sir.